Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and welcome to Management 160, Principles of Supervision, offered by Harper College online. Now, this is going to be your online orientation for Management 160, Principles of Supervision. So everything's going to start off with Blackboard. If you're not familiar with Blackboard, they have some tutorials that you could have on here, Blackboard. If you're new at the college, you will already been assigned a Blackboard account and a Harper email account. Any communication in this class or any classes that you're taking me for, you will have to utilize your Harper email. I do not respond to any private email. It has to be to the Harper email that's assigned to you. So mine will be G Mochocki without the I, and then I'll sign in into Blackboard. And basically, how you sign in would be if I look at the URL up here, it's harper.blackboard.com, and then you have the login, or you could utilize it through your Harper portal. You go in there and you find Blackboard and you're in there. Okay, so now you're going to come in there, you're going to find the class that you're taking, and this one is Management 160, Principles of Supervision. I've got the dates on here. Whether you're taking it for this semester or previous semester, all my online classes are similar. So there's not going to be any on-campus orientation. This is the orientation. You're going to click on here. What's the first thing you see? You see my smiley face. Here's the book that you're utilizing, and the one thing you're required to log in 3 times a week. It could be either Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday up to noon. So you have to be active, similar to how you'd be active in a face-to-face class. You'll be active within this class. So it's not you just log in whenever you want to. You still can log in anytime you want to, but it has to be 3 different times. And I'll explain that later on when we get into our forums. Okay? So you have in here what you have to have. You have my mind maps. I sometimes provide concept maps. You have the short videos. This video here is going to be recorded, and what you're going to find out with the short videos, I will for each chapter reading, I will do a 5-10 minute flip the classroom, go through the PowerPoints that you will also have here. You'll have your listed course documents, research papers, online, students' PowerPoints. I provided you all the PowerPoints, even though, which makes it easier. You could go through the website that's provided with the author when you purchased the book. It has a website that gives you a passcode. I provided all that in here. So you have all the PowerPoints. If you like the PowerPoints, that's fine. I also will start providing some kind of concept maps. If I look at this, and we'll talk later on, a concept map is another way of looking at the whole, instead of utilizing all the PowerPoints, it just is another way of presenting the same data in a very short, minimized format. Okay, so you have that. You have your announcements. Remember, you have that. You have the discussion board. You have the books. Here's the book that's required. You click on here. Okay, you have your course documents and quizzes. Most of everything else, the quizzes, the different videos, the different course documents, if supplied by the publisher, will be you'll locate it here. You have Harper iTunes. Some of my short lectures, everything else, are recorded in Harper iTunes. You'll click on there, and basically you sign in the same way you would do for your Blackboard or your email. Same password, and then you'll go in there and you'll find out. You'll see one that says Management 160. First of all, you'll find the business division. You go in there and you'll find Dr. George Mochocki. You click on there. I teach a variety of classes online or face-to-face. You'll find Management 160. Online, click on there. If there's any kind of a flip the classroom, short recordings I have, will be all located there. Or you'll find some of them, I'll give you the YouTube connection directly. If I have like a lecture, that I'll do a short lecture that gives you an overview of the chapter. Okay, so we set up that. You'll have my syllabus, faculty information. Click on that one. There's my picture again. You always have my picture everywhere. If you see me on in the campus, say, "Hey, Dr. George, how you doing? I'm in your class." Oh, I get to meet a lot of students. I have a lot of students who have taken me online, and they've also taken me for a face-to-face class. So it gives me a little information about myself, some background, who I am, how long I've been teaching, my work experience, everything else. It's kind of nice. I've managed and I've supervised, so I am sort of an expert, for lack of better words. All right, so you have that. You have an online orientation you're going to have. This is different. Your syllabi, we're going to go into syllabus, explain. So let's go into syllabus real quickly. Everything that you're going to need before I go is going to find into this weekly assignment. Let's just click on the weekly assignment real quickly. What you're going to find even though you see all these other weeks, you will only see the week that we're going to be discussing. So right now we're looking at week 1, and that's all you'll see. After week 1 is done, by the end of Sunday midnight or Saturday when all the work is done, I'll let you have to Sunday midnight to complete any kind of quizzes. Week 1 will be turned off, and then week 2 will be turned on. So if you didn't complete any of the work, it's already done, turn off, you have the next week work assignment. What I will have is I'll show you when I click on there, if you didn't complete the quizzes, it will basically come back into here where it says late quizzes. I have someplace in here. I'll have a file that says late homework assignment, and you'll be able to do the quizzes, but they'll be marked down. Okay, so far, so let's see what we have for the week. Before you go on, I always had the date, March 9th, chapters 1 and 2 we'll be covering. If you look at this class, I just want you to understand, this is a 16-week class. Let's back up a little. You're either taking me for a full 16-week course, or you're taking me for a hybrid, half online, half face-to-face, or you're taking me for an 8-week course, and that could be in the fall and the summer. It's a late start, or it'd be like a summer class in the winter. Whatever you're taking me, if it's this particular course here is W80, so it's an 8-week course. So what we're going to be taking 16 weeks worth of information, condensing it into an 8-week course. So it's moving fastly. Normally you'll have 2 chapters a week, but if this is an 8-week course, then you'll have basically 3 chapters a week that you're going to be required to do. It's manageable, but you have to be able to focus. I set this class up so you could pass, whether you're taking me for 16 weeks or whether you're taking me for 8 weeks online class. I adjusted some of the requirements for an 8-week class, but you're still getting the same core. Whether it's an 8-week class or 16-week class, when you pass this class and it shows on your transcript, it'll just show management 160. You got an A, you got a B, you got a C. It doesn't say this 8-week or 16-week. You've got the credit hours that you deserve. But just remember, it's condensed, so you're going to be moving fast. Do not fall behind. Make sure you'll learn on your time management. So you're going to find out. You're going to show a quick video. That's what we're doing now. Welcome to the new learning, right? You're going to talk about chapter 1 is supervision and traditional temporary trends. I may have a short YouTube explaining each chapter, and you'll find that either in a YouTube, or if you go into for lack of better words, Harper, iTunes, I'll show you. Okay, so far so good, and you'll complete your first forum. Now let's click on this week. So you're going to click on. Remember, what you're going to do this week is just get familiar with Blackboard, find out everything else. All your work, even though you could find all my homework and everything else in all different ways coming in here, I set it up very easy for an online. It's a one-stop shopping. You click on this. Remember, you click on there, and what do I have? Here's what you need for the week. This is going to tie the week over. You got to read the syllabus. I'm going to go into that. Short orientation. We're doing that now. Complete the quiz. How I'm going to manage this, there's 17 chapters in Principles of Supervision. What's going to happen, since it's 8 weeks or 16 weeks, you either have 1 or 2 chapters. After each, I'm not going to, usually, if this would be a face-to-face class, you'd have like 3 exams, like exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3, and then the final. Since this is online, it's kind of hard to do the 3 exams. It's hard, I don't want to over-test you. Every week, you will have, like this week, you'll have chapter 1 and chapter 2. You will basically, after you finish reading chapter 1, you're going to do a quiz. 15 questions, and then when you finish reading chapter 2, you'll do a quiz for that week. So chapter 1 for this week, what you're going to find out, you're going to have weekly quizzes for chapter 1 and 2. You're going to click on here. I'll go with the quizzes. Read the chapters first, and you're going to click on there. If you notice here, it says the link, because I've got all the quizzes and everything else is under this course document. I make it easy. You click on the first thing. Test can be saved or resumed. This test cannot. You have a one-time deal. Once it starts, you won't be able to save it or resume it. So once you start it, it will finish. You begin the question. It will basically give you the questions. It'll give you the true and false. You answer them. Remember, you can answer it however you want it. Just click on here. You'll save the questions. You answer it. I can't do it since I'm the instructor, so I can't take my own test. You could go forward and backward in the exams. Once you submit it, you'll have the score on here. So far, right? So then you finish this one. I leave page. Did I mess up? Okay, so I'm back in here. I come back into my weekly assignments. Remember, that's what I'm doing. come back to my weekly assignments. I'm back in here. And then I'll do my next quiz. Let's try this one here. Quiz 2 should do the same thing. This quiz test is due on April 8th. Test can be saved and resumed later. This is a one-time deal. I just have to change it so we'll do it fine. Take the quizzes, read the information, tells you how many times you could do it. Most of the blackboard tests are a one-time deal. You finish it, that's it. You will. I think I give you the 15 questions. I give you a half an hour, or 30 or 40 minutes. You have more than enough time to do the quiz. Take your time, read the chapters, use the PowerPoint notes, use the notes, do well. Okay, so far. Okay, so we've got the quizzes. So we're going back in here. Let's see. And then I go back in here. I go back to weekly assignments. It should go back in here. Just I'm having a little trouble here. Okay, so now. We're in here so far. You're week 1. Overview tells you what you do. Okay, now the other thing you have a homework assignment that's due. Look at this, homework assignment. Most of my homework assignments are going to do some assessments. You're going to do some write-up. On this first week, due by whenever today, I think by Saturday, here's your homework assignment. You have to read this article. So you're going to click on, here's the article. You're going to read on here or the article in here. It doesn't make a difference. I have in 2 spaces. If for some reason, so you're going to click on here. You're going to read the article. You're going to click on here. It's going to open up. It's an Adobe. You can print out the article if it comes out, wherever it comes out here on my computer. Sorry. Go on here. I'm not doing too good. I got it on downloads, and I got the article. Okay, so you're going to read the article, print it out. Tells you something about the article. You have that. Okay, I'm going to close that off here and close this one off. Print it. Now you're going to submit the article. You read the article. What I'm asking you to do is, how do I submit a homework assignment in Blackboard? I read the article, and I'm asking you to give me about 300 words. It's about like 2 paragraphs, or a 300-word essay on the article, your own word. It could be less, okay? A little bit less. So you're going to come in here. I read the article. Now he wants to know, what do I need? Tell me about a leader. Specifically discuss how each theory is similar or different, incorporating the concepts of goal setting, 1 minute praising, 1 minute reprimand. Provide an example of discussion. So you're going to read it, and you're going to go in here, and here's what you're going to do. You could browse the computer and submit it as a Word document. Let's see if I got it, Word document here. Okay, I found this one, right? I'm just showing you what you do. You click it on here, a little slow. Okay, and you see that it submits it, and that's how you can send it to me. Or you could just write, I read this, I read this article, or whatever article, and blah, 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 okay? And you write it, and you submit it this way, and that's all you have to do. You submit it, and you're done. It says submission from preview, assignment not saved on the instructor, and you hit submit it, and you will be done. Are we good? So I'm going to cancel out. So that's how you do this. You submit your homework. All right, so now we're back into week 1. So what did I do? I already know. I've got... I have my homework assignment, so if there's any homework. Every week may have a little homework assignment. Some of you may have. Some of the homework assignment you're going to read, and it's going to be part of the form. You have your quizzes. Every week you're going to be doing a quiz for every chapter that we're covering. Okay, 3 chapters, you're going to have 3 quizzes. I won't group them together like exam 1, so I'll have quiz 1, quiz for chapter 1, quiz for chapter 2, quiz for chapter 3. Each one will be 15 questions. It comes out of a bank of 25 or 30 questions. So every student will have different questions, and you'll take the quiz, you take it, you'll have it respond. So, read the chapter, look at the PowerPoints that I have, look at the concept maps, look at my short videos that I have, and then go and take the quiz at the end. The quizzes are always due by Sunday morning, so you finish with the quizzes, and then you can start working on Monday for your next homework due for Monday. Okay? So far, so good. So we have that. We have the homework assignment. Here's the PowerPoint link. You can find all the PowerPoints here. I created a PowerPoint link, one-stop shopping. So if you want to find out chapter 1, you go in there, open it up, and basically what you're going to have chapter 1 and PowerPoints. You could print them out, and if you look at printing out, don't print it out with the color. Just go in here, just enable it. You've got my PowerPoints. You go in there, file, and you say I want to print. Okay. So when you go into the print mode, what do you want? You want all presentations, slide, slide, slide. So I go in here, I can print it all presentations, or I just want the current slide, or I want to set it up. If I look at it, I can just set it up in the notes section. Okay, so we're all set with the PowerPoints. Remember, you got your link on here. I keep on closing these off. Hang on. A little slow on my computer. So here's, you have the PowerPoints for the two. If you don't want to go through here, you're using your smartphone, you basically just go into here where it says Students PowerPoint. I created the links for you. Okay, so now we're back in week 1. So what do you have? You have the links, you have the PowerPoints, you have a short video. I will always have a chapter video going forward. I haven't created them yet. For chapter 1, there's a lot going on, but I'll have a quick thing in chapter 1 video and a chapter 2 video. Okay, now, so you have the quizzes, you have a short video you're always going to watch. You have the homework assignment, you have your PowerPoint, your concept map. Now here's the biggest thing, here's what the meat of this whole online class is: your forum discussions. If I look at your week 1 forums, you are required, remember when you logged in, I said you're required to log in 3 times a day. You're required to be active within the forums. To be considered active in my online class, you have to participate with the forum. I don't know what some other classes you've taken online, you could just do it all at one time of the month, or all at the end of the week. That's not how this works. The forum replaces the lecture within the classroom. Okay, so we're going to write in the forum. So how are you going to do the forum? What I expect from a forum? You can't. I don't want you to. I'm looking for 9. First of all, you will reply to my post. So this one, I'm going to ask you, give me some introduction, tell me a little bit about something about yourself, and then just as an icebreaker. The second part is that on the assignment that I'm going to ask you, connect with someone. Here's a self-assignment. Do you have any kind of skill set? Your emotional intelligence. So you're going to click on this assignment here. You're going to see how I got the links, everything else. You're going to click on the assignment before you go into the forum. And then you're going to put your name in here, and you'll follow this self-core assessment. You're going to do the assessment, and then at the end you're going to say, hey, do I agree with this assessment or not? And you're going to put that within your, in your form. So here's how you do the form. I read what I want, okay, in the subject area. You write something. You're allowed in my forums to, and I got a whole section on forums. You're allowed in my forums to, for lack of better words, when you first click on the first forum, you have to respond. The forums are worth 20 points or 25 points. Look at the syllabus. When you click on the forum, the first thing you have to respond is to the questions I'm asking you. So tell me something about yourself. You will not see the other students who've posted until you reply to my forum first. So this way, in the next week, if I ask you, look at this one article, give me your opinion. Some students don't ever look at the articles, don't do any research. They'll wait to see other people, how they respond, and then they take a little bit from this person, take a little bit of this one, and then they create their own. That's kind of like cheating, unethical, don't you think so? So how this works is you will respond to my forum first, and after you respond and click, then you'll see how other people responded. So your first part of your forum is always responding to my question, and that's worth so many points. After that, I expect you to respond to 3 or more students over the course of a week. I'm looking at 9 replies to other students. So you come in on Monday and you respond to me and say, yes, I agree with this, and you hit it on there. You may be the first one, so there's nothing else. There's no one else there. And then later on you come back that Monday, that evening, and there's other people that are responding, and they may respond to your post. So then you respond back to them, or you respond to other individuals. So on Monday or Tuesday you respond to 3 students, and then on Wednesday or Thursday you respond to 3 other students, and then on a Friday or Saturday before midnight you respond to 3 more other students. You're not responding to 9 replies all in one day. That is not a forum, that is a download. Just like you would be at work as a supervisor. You got a question, I respond on email, yes, or I take care of some issues, and then I go forward. So remember, 25 points or 20 points. I'm looking for active participation within the forum. It could be at 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. You could use a smartphone and do a little respond and go back. If you do not have 10 or more replies plus my reply to my question, you lose the points. These are easy points. These points basically are in lieu of going to the classroom and having discussion. Part of a supervisor, whether you're in a face-to-face situation or emailing or talking online or Skype or FaceTime with your employees, you have to be active. You can't do all your issues with your employees and everything else on Friday and Saturday. Saturday, you have the whole week. You have to be active. That's part of the forums, okay? So we set up on that one. So here's our thing. So let's do a real quick review. We're in chapter one, week 1. Remember week assignments. When week 1 is done, everything is done. You finish. So when you click on, always going to have the chapter reading. You always have a quiz right afterwards. You're going to have a forum discussion every week, like it or not, and you have to be active. I'm looking at 3 different days you post in, with Saturday afternoon as your last post. You've got your quizzes, you have any kind of homework assignments, you have your PowerPoint and your short video. That in a nutshell is what this online class is going to be about. Now, what are the requirements? So let's go back. One of the requirements was that you went in and you found the syllabus. So you're going to click on my syllabus, and I'm going to go over real quickly with the syllabi. Take your time to read it. I'm not going to do anything. The syllabi is in here. You're going to click it on here, and it's open up in Adobe, so anyone could open it up, print it out. It's your current. It's taking a little while here. What's happening? Let's go back here. For some reason. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, I had saved file. Sorry. Let me go back there. My mistake. Let me just close this off. Not doing too good. And I can open file with Adobe. So you don't have to worry about saving it. If you save it, you just got to go to your download wherever it's saved. So let's open this up here real quickly. What do we have? You've got my name. You got when it starts, the time. The only way you're going to reach me is by G. Mochocki, Harper College EDU, and you have to be through FERCA agreements. That's the only way you're going to do it. It's an 8-week course. Here's the book. Here's your required. You can buy the book online, or you can buy it at Harper Bookstore. You have a good price. There's a description. I'm not going to read all this. Tells you rationale for the class. Right, what you're going to learn. Role of supervisory. Remember, this is the same requirement that you're doing, whether you're taking me a face-to-face class or you're taking me an online class. Here's my expectations. Here's Blackboard. Don't freak out, because I think I have like about 10 pages. What you're looking for, read about Blackboard, respect your posting, guideline for forum postings, what you're going to need on forum. I got a whole YouTube on that showing you about forums, forums in general. Remember, forums, when you're doing a forums and you're responding, look at an email, I'm expecting 2 or 3 paragraph max. Anything longer than that, you put an attachment to there. You don't, when I ask for forum, is to do conversation, just like you do an email. Even if you send someone an email, if you send something email to me, make sure in the subject area you have management 160, W so-and-so, because I got other classes, and what the issue is. And so if I'm looking at the form and the email, you could have a few grammar errors. Always address the person by their first name so you can follow the forum and be respectable, and it should be at a college level, just like you'd be writing to a customer, to an employee. Try to be credible, and I'm still looking for proper English, but you could have some errors and everything else, but not more than 2 or 3 paragraphs. Anything else like that, you send as attachment. Online attendance and participation. If you never come into the forum and you do a couple of homework, as far as I'm concerned, you're not in my class. My class is that you have to do the work. You have to be active in the forum. That's how you're going to learn. We're going to find questions. I'm going to pose questions. You're going to help each other, just like you would be as a supervisor, not only face-to-face, but you're going to be in a virtual setting, even if you with your employees. Just part of the work. As most supervisors now, I think like 40-60% is going to be in a virtual office. Exams, quizzes, academic policy, FERCA. The reason I go FERCA, that I can't give any information out to your only to you. That's why I require that you send me emails, ask you about your grades. Anything else has to be utilized with your Gmail that has George Mochocki, student, Harper College.edu. Okay. Tells me a little bit about the courses. We're going to have some videos, 70 questions, web, team. Now, here's what you're looking at. If this is an 8-week class, I am not going to do virtual teams. I just won't have enough time to get you up and running. If you're taking me for a 16-week class and this is your online orientation, you will be doing some teamwork. So the only difference in teamwork is a little more on the paperwork, but the same work is required whether you're doing individual or on a team. Okay? So you have that, the final exam. After this is all done, you will have a research paper that's due. and we'll go into that, some information, and you'll have a final exam. Weekly, you have all your quizzes, so save them, think about, tells you how you're doing, and at the last day of this class online, you will have a final exam. The final exam will be online. All my exams, everything else is strictly an online class. I know if you're taking some classes where the instructor will require you to go into Harper's library or the testing center and take the exam there to make sure. I will make the exam here. There's some technology that you'll either show me your face or something else when you're taking the final exam that you are the person taking it, and so there's some tools that I'll utilize on Blackboard when it comes closer to the final exam. Okay? So you've got all the projects. Here's your lecture, PowerPoints you have. Okay, here's what's required. Here's where the points are. Your quizzes. You have 17 quizzes. Each quiz is 15 points each. It's not like you could do them all at the end. You've got that week. Once the week is done, the quiz is done, you lost the quiz. If for some reason you complete the quiz, you send me an email, and I'll give you an extension. But with the extension, same thing with MasterCard, Visa card, you are basically, your quizzes, if it's worth 15 points, I reduce them by 30% because it's late. You should not be late on your quizzes. You should be doing on time. Part of it being a good supervisor, all management, whether you're a supervisor going into a first-line supervisor, is that everything else is geared by due dates. All right, so you have that. So you have 17 quizzes. So 29% of your grade are going to be the quizzes. Online weekly discussions. There's 9 weeks in this particular one. If it was 16 weeks, you'd still have more online, but it kind of runs up 200 points. So 23%, 25%, a quarter of your grade is going to be your forum discussion. You never log in, you're already down to 75. There's no way you're going to get a B. You're at a C. That means you had to max everything else. So remember, those are easy points for you to learn to write. You learn to communicate as part of being a supervisor. You have to not only verbal, but written communication and email and everything else is how you're going to communicate also with your workforce. Individual or team research paper is 150 points. If you're doing it as a team, you have a CAT meet. That's how I evaluate that you've done teamwork. If not, don't worry about this. If this is an 8-week class, your paper is worth 150 points. That's 18% is your paper. What you'll do is find, and I'll have a whole thing on the paper. We'll come closer. I have a little YouTube on the paper, but you'll basically are allowed to pick up any subject out of this, out of the 17 chapters, and something that you'll be able to apply, whether a training or changing if you were a supervisor or a manager going forward. All right, so you have that, and then it says this here, PowerPoint, 50 points. Your presentations, all you're going to do is give me a quick, easy PowerPoint, 5 slides, and I'll post them for other people to see. So remember, part of the written part, you're going to write the paper, and the paper is about 2,400 words, 8 pages, just a typical research paper. You're going to have with some 8 citations. I don't look at pages, I'm looking at words. For each page is like 300 words, and I'll have a short YouTube on that also for you. Okay, so you have that. So that just easy. Look, 5 power slides, just line up, easy 5 points. Even though you're not presenting up front, you could do a presentation with a YouTube or something else for extra points, but that's down the road. Okay, so you have here, you got your quizzes is 29%, your discussions another 23%, your homework problems. There's 100 points out there. You have the one homework. Remember, you had to do a short write-up, 300 words or 2 paragraphs. Ends up 1 page after you read the document. And remember, you're writing and explain. Do you agree with it or don't? You're going to say there's not much into it. Do some research. Ask us about it. And then you write me a paper on that. Okay? And that's worth 10 points. And you'll have like some of these homework. Some of them are worth 10 points, some 15, 20. And it's not to make it hard. It's for you to learn the subject matter, but in a virtual setting and in a condensed environment if you're taking me in in an 8-week class. Okay? So here's your scale. It comes up to 885 points. If you understand, all this could be adjusted depending on the class where we're going, but overall, you're looking at the percentage is going to be the same. So you've got your quizzes, you've got your weekly discussions, you've got your paper, real quick PowerPoint. If you submit a PowerPoint, 4 or 5 slides, easy 50 points. Minus for you, because look, when you're doing as a supervisor, the biggest part of supervision when you do chapter 1 and you're going to read is that you're also a mentor or trainer. So you have to do training. You have to be able to train your workforce. for it. And PowerPoint is one of ways of doing it. You have Prezi, you have different things. All right, so we have that, and here's what's due. So March 1, you're going to read March 1. You're reading chapter 1 and 2. You have this. Remember, this is just a general idea. So your starts and it's due March 14th. I think it's like Saturday midnight. All your forms end Saturday at noon. Your what do you call it? Your quizzes, everything else, I'll give you to Sunday midnight. After that, they're turned off, and you're going to next week. All right, so you missed a couple. Look, even if you're not a good quiz taker, it's only worth 29% of the thing. Any points you get are better than no points at all. And then you go next week. You're going to go chapter 3, 4, 5. You're going to log into forums. A good percentage of your grades. Remember your quizzes, everything else. So 60% is something you're doing, and the rest of the percentage. Of the paper, and we'll be working how to build it. Will be homework assignment, everything else, and you really learn out of this class. Trust me, this will be a good class. You got your breaks, okay? You finish all that, and then you have a final exam. It's a comprehensive final, all 17 chapters, and I'll give you more than enough time. So this basically takes care of your syllabus. Cut it out. You have that. We go back in here. So now back into here. So remember. And with a nutshell, this is it. Weekly assignment, discussion, research paper. Here's some information on your research paper. What do I need? Here's a Word documents printed out. Here's some explanations. Here's a rubric. Here's an overview of a feasibility. As for a different class, don't worry about that one. So we're okay. So what do you know? Welcome to Principles of Management Online. I will always have short 20-minute videos covering the chapter materials. You'll find that at Harper iTunes University. You log in as a regular student. It's information for Harper. You have to be a Harper student to look at some of my lectures. You don't have to use them, but in my lectures you could stop me, you could fast forward me, you could turn it off. I utilize the concept maps, utilize some of the PowerPoints, so you're still learning in a virtual office, okay? So you have everything you need. Play around with this. All your work, you have to remember, just go into here, weekly discussion, assignments, and then you're going to have week 1. Next week, this week will be turned off, so you won't see this, and this week will be turned on, and we start the process again. Quizzes, after every reading. Forum, you have to reply. I'm looking at 9 posts, 10 posts over the week, at 3 different days within the week, with your first posting to me by Tuesday. You don't wait all the way to the last end, because you're not going to deal with your workforce that way. You're not going to deal with any kind of concern. I want you to be active within the week. You could utilize your smartphone, your all the other devices you have, and that should cover it. I think we have everything. Look at this, and remember, I'll help you through it. This is just a quick orientation. So what do? You log in. You go into Blackboard. Look at everything else. Go into weekly 1, everything else you have there, click on there, like I clicked on week 1, and just remember, click on everything else. This is just an overview, nothing happens. Here's a folder, you open up, you get into your forums, you go back, you go to the next one, your quizzes, everything you have is right in front of you. So, in a nutshell, welcome to Harper College. Principles of Supervision, Management 160. You're taking me for an 8-week class. You're taking me for a 16-week class. You're taking me strictly online, or you're taking me as a hybrid, half online, half in the classroom. You'll enjoy this class. Trust me, most individuals, I teach this class a lot face-to-face. I teach it hybrid, and I teach it online. I'm adjusting this class on this online class because they'll be going to a new book, but it shouldn't hurt you. I just were giving you new data and information, but you'll do well. And trust me, you'll enjoy this class. You'll learn a lot. Set this class up. Time management is one thing you're going to learn. Make sure you put away every Tuesday, every Monday. You're going to do some homework. I got to do the form. Use your smartphone, just like you do to Twitter or your Facebook. Check up on your email. Be active. Once the first week, I'll extend a little bit. After the first week, it'll go before you know it. This 8 weeks will be over, and you will have the basic foundations of principles of supervision, and will prepare you for when you're going to be the manager, the lead, or when you get your first supervisory job, or down the road when you're gonna you need this face-to-face supervising individual, and then when you progress and take me for principles of management, this is a foundation. We just expand what you've learned. Again, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and you'll do well in this class. Just be active, and I expect to see everyone will do pretty good. You'll meet a lot of people in the forums. Be active. Use the person's first name, and you should do well. And I'll see you in the forum. Again, this is your online orientation. I went quickly. Just go clicking on everything else in your week, your homework, and we'll make it through. And I'll see you online. Bye.